which is exciting.
Yeah, all the other members seem to have graduated.
Yes. Well, we still have you.
Everybody who graduated just left me behind.
Oh, no. How many more years do you have until you graduate?
I'm actually a senior right now, so this is my last year.
So this is a fun year for you then.
Yeah, other than the college apps, of course.
Well, you know what? Once you get through that, then you can just sit back and let them beg for you to attend their college.
Sit back and just enjoy the senioritis.
That's right.
Yeah.
I went to Milpitas High School and I had a fantastic senior year. It was a great year.
Yeah, because high school is actually really nice.
Yes. Yeah, we had a good time. It's a good year to enjoy.
All right. Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Youth Advisory Commission. Hello to some of you new faces that I have not ever seen. So welcome Nia, Elizabeth, Crystal, and then hello, Rachel and Fingy. I think that Nidhi is going to be running a few minutes late. She sent me a late email and let me know, just to make you guys aware. So Nia and Elizabeth and Crystal, I know that you all are new. So again, welcome aboard. We can kind of go through this process, month by month. And if you guys have any general questions in regards to the commission or how things kind of run and go, I'd be more than happy to answer those for you. So you guys can always reply to me directly, so we can do so. But we're looking forward to new commissioners joining us and, kind of some new faces and new representatives of the Youth Advisory Commission. So with that said, welcome and hi, everybody. Welcome back, those of you that are coming back to us. Hi, Nidhi. With that being said, we can go ahead and get started. Feng Yi, as described to you earlier, since you are the most senior in the group and we don't have a chair and vice chair on this agenda, but we'll vote for that next week. We'll go ahead and allow for you to go ahead and get us started.
All right. So is there actually a roll call set up yet?
Yeah, so first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna call the meeting to order. And generally what we've done in the past is you'll call the meeting to order and state the date and time. And then from that point, we'll go ahead and start moving down those action items.
All right. So I think Huang called this meeting to order at 7:03 p.m.
Great, thank you.
All right.
And then let me share my screen so that I can get you guys to see. There we go. Can you guys see that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So Feng Yi, you can go ahead and move on to item number 2.
All right. So can everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? So I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United
States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. All right, so let me reshare. Okay. So we can go ahead and move on to the next item, which is the roll call. So normally what we'll do is we'll go straight down the roster of names. Feng Yi, what I can do is I can go down the roster of names for you, since I don't know if you have that roster in front of you. So we'll go ahead and begin. So Nia.
Here.
Nia's here. Crystal.
Here.
Elizabeth.
Here.
Nidhi.
Here.
Feng Yi.
Here.
And last but not least, Rachel.
Here.
Thank you. All right. So you can go ahead and move on. I don't think we do not need to seat alternates this evening because we don't have alternates to seat. So we can go ahead and move on to item number 5, which would be the approval of the agenda.
So I Feng Huang motion to approve the agenda for September 9th, 2021. May I get a second?
I second.
Oh, is it that we have to first motion and then second?
Motion, then second, and then you'll vote. So you did it right. So everybody, just as a heads up, whenever we make a motion or a second or a vote, if you guys can say your name first, since we're virtually, that would be helpful. So Feng Yi, I got your motion. I didn't catch who was the second.
I, Rachel Plummer, second.
Thank you.
All right. All in favor, say aye. Just go through the list of names. So I, Feng Yi, aye. Rachel,
Aye.
Elizabeth,
Aye.
Nidhi,
Aye.
Nia,
Aye.
Crystal. Sorry, I didn't really hear you, Crystal.
Aye.
Right. Any opposed, say nay. Motion passes. So then I think we move on to the next item on the agenda, which is the approval of the meeting minutes. So I, Feng Huang, motion to approve the meeting minutes for August 12th, 2021. May I get a second?
I'm gonna break in for just a quick second. So we have so many new faces today. Those of you who were actually at the August 12th meeting, you're the only ones that can second and then vote on this item. So if this is your first meeting, you're gonna hang back on this item vote. And those of you who are at the August 2nd meeting will vote on it. Okay, thank you, Feng Yi. Go ahead.
All right. So actually, I'm not sure if because the August meeting isn't actually on the commission page. I'm not sure if there was an August meeting, I think.
I believe the last one was in May.
Yep, should be
Yeah.
May 13th. So please excuse
All right,
the typo.
so I'll just redo the motion then. So I think Huang motion to approve the meeting minutes for May 13th, 2021. May I get a second? Anybody who is at that meeting.
I, Rachel Plummer, second.
Right. All in favor, say aye. Pardon, just for the people who say aye, is it only people who attended that meeting who are allowed to?
That's correct. So though everyone else would abstain. So you can go ahead and actually still go through everybody's name, and then they will elect to abstain for those that weren't in attendance. So everyone that was new.
So the people who weren't at the May 13th meeting will just say abstain.
Correct.
All right. I Feng Yi, aye. Elizabeth,
I abstain.
Nidhi,
Aye.
Crystal,
I abstain.
Nia,
I abstain.
Rachel.
Aye.
Right. I think that is everyone. So
Correct.
then any opposed, say nay. Motion passes. So is there anybody from the public forum? Sorry, did I call you coordinator Escara?
Anthony,
or
Anthony, Mr. Chair, whatever. Anthony's fine.
all right. Sorry.
So no attendees in the public forum at the moment. No.
All right. So then we go on to announcements, which is a lot of new members.
Yeah, so I just wanted to take the time again to welcome you all to the commission. I think that it's really important to note that the Youth Advisory Commission is such a pivotal piece to the youth community here in Milpitas, and I'm really looking forward to all of your participation and our kind of pivoting and transitioning into this new kind of year that we're going into now that everybody's back, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys really work on and put together. So again, welcome. And this is going to be a fun next couple of years that we have you new folks on, and last year for some of you that are only here for the next year. So we can move on, Fengi, to the next one.
All right, so next order of business would be business items. The first one, that is the work plan for 2021 to 2022. So the background, at the beginning of each term, the Youth Advisory Commission develops a work plan for the upcoming term. The plan encompasses goals for the commission. Preparation of this work plan will be presented to City Council for approval. And the recommendation is to create a timeline for all items on the work plan to be completed. Address last year's work plan and what can be rolled over. This timeline should include dates, times, and venues. Make recommendation for the 2021 to 2022 work plan for City Council first approval.
Thank you, Fengi. So what we're going to do, Commission, is I'm going to send all of you the work plan that we had for last year. And this will identify items that we either did get to or did not get to and had to roll over. And what's going to be very important to really look at what are the things that we want to accomplish this year, based on volunteerism, doing things through the Teen Center, and then also engaging youth and teens. So I will send you all this list to review. And what we will do is we'll begin to put together and kind of come together our ideas of things that we want to accomplish within the year. It is important to remember to be very realistic as we're going through these things and not overwhelming yourselves through the year, just so that we can make sure that we really can put our focus and best foot forward in accomplishing these things. All right, Fengi.
So do I?
You'll move on to item number 2.
Can I just add something before item number 2?
Sure, of course.
All right, so you're sending out the work plan from last year, right?
Correct.
So I just wanted to note that last year, due to COVID concerns, there were a lot of things on the work plan that we had to change a lot, and some things that might not have happened, or some things that were just changed. So I just wanted to give a note of that.
Thanks, Fengi. Yeah, it'll be important for you all to look at the work plan when I do send it out and get an idea of what those things were. And for those of you that were with us, really take the opportunity to address some things that you may have wanted to change or that you wanted to look at differently, to which we were trying to accomplish. So that'll be important to review as we pivot and move on to this year. So again, that will be sent out directly to you, and you'll have the opportunity to review and then bring that information back to next month's meeting.
So the second business item is the expectations of the commission. So the background is that commissioners of the Youth Advisory Commission are expected to actively participate in the commission, which pertains to attendance, meeting active participation, and participating in volunteerism throughout the year. So recommendation, commissioners to participate in a discussion on roles and expectations.
All right, so this is a good opportunity for us to talk about this, especially with some new commissioners coming on. Is the real big piece of this is that we really want to make sure that you all are involved, and you have your role within the commission. I think it's important that you all understand that you guys are selected for these positions, and we really value the information that you provide us to the city and also to City Council for the things that we do. So that really encourages you guys to speak up during meetings, collaborate, take the opportunity to really get involved in its entirety through the year. So it'll be really important to make sure that each one of you actively participates. Attendance is really important because the rest of us and the community depend on you, for us to get our items done and work through the work plans. So it's just important to be an active participant. And you're stewards for the community. So I'm just want to encourage your ideas, your knowledge, and your goals throughout the year. So being active with the commission is going to be really important. So I just want to reiterate that for everybody. And again, do not hesitate to ask questions. I think it's really important that if you have questions for myself, or there's some things that may not be, that do not make the most complete sense to you, that we would have the opportunity to go over that. And so I did want to kind of open this up to the commission for those of you that participated in the past, in reference to kind of that participation and how important it is in your experience.
So I think I can start off. So unfortunately, last year I wasn't quite as active as I was like the year before, mainly because there were a lot of in-person events that I couldn't go to due to COVID concerns. And yeah, I still participated in a few of those events, but in the year before that, before COVID, there were quite a few events that we hosted, such as there was this one Christmas event we had I believe where it was a pretty good time roasting s'mores and things. There we had a pretty big hackathon event, and we also brought canned food. So a lot of these events require a bit of time. I wouldn't say that they're the most time consuming thing, but they're also a lot of fun if you do go to them. So I would encourage you to participate a lot in them.
Thank you, Fingy. Anybody else have anything to comment? Nope. All right. So I did want to take a step back and really kind of tap into, you know, what we did last year, and really take the opportunity to really turn our focus into what opportunities we have, and, you know, being that we can get out and do events and things of that sort now. So I really look to see, you know, we'll review what's not only been done in the past, like last year, but even before that, especially with you, Feng-Yi, that's been here for multiple years, to really have that knowledge, to work with the group and kind of provide them with that information. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next item.
All right, so the next item is number 3, Teen Center events. So background for this is each year the Youth Advisory Commission partners with the Milpitas Teen Center to host, assist in planning, and promoting events for the Milpitas teens. So the recommendation is commission to brainstorm welcome back event ideas to bring teens back in both an in-person and a virtual capacity.
All right, so what we wanted to do here is I wanted to really put this in the hands of you commissioners to really start and kind of throw out some ideas, and really brainstorm some things that you think would be successful in kind of welcoming back the teens as we plan, you know, for the months of October and even November. For those of you that don't know, we do have a teen center that is located right next to City Hall. And so with this commission, you'll actively be, you know, participating, and we really want to make sure that you guys, being the Youth Advisory Commission, that you are, you know, providing, you know, a real good voice for the teen demographic. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it to you guys to go ahead and start. This is a very active conversation. So we really want to just throw out some ideas of what may be a good idea for a welcome back event.
I just wanted to know when the teen center is like gonna open, or if it's already open.
So the teen center is expected to open at the end of the month, but the welcome back event doesn't necessarily have to be right when it opens. It could be, you know, the next month. It could be in November, because we're really trying to take a soft approach to opening the teen center back up, and we want to make sure that we do it correctly. But when we have the opportunity to really open it back up, we can plan for that, whether that, like I said, is October or November.
So I just have an idea to like throw out where when we first like converted the area to the teen center, we did like a welcoming thing where we got a sponsor from CC, these sweet treats, gave out for a lot of food, and then we also set up many activities like just various stations, like one where we had games, others where we had crafts and other activities just for teens to come in. They could go from station to station and just explore the teen center. I was wondering if we could do something like that again.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea just because like when my friends and I go, the two main reasons we go are for like CC sweet treats and to use like the facilities such as like the ping pong table and like the pool table. Yeah.
Yeah, I also think it would be fun to like just have little activities and make it a fun event that people would want to bring their friends to and want to hang out with their friends at, just like as an alternative to like going to their favorite boba shop or something.
So I appreciate the ideas. I think that what would be good here is to be a little bit more in depth of what these things specifically we want to do, like activities and specifics. Like, what are the things that you all as the youth are really enjoying now? Things that are that are enjoyable to you. And I also do want to open this up to the new members to please do speak up in ideas of things that you guys think would be fulfilling for the teens and something that would really bring the teens to the teen center.
Well, I'm not very familiar with the facility, but if we do have a projector, I suggest, like projecting some of the popular movies nowadays. And then we can, watch a movie while eating CC sweet treats.
That's actually a really good idea because I know in the it's not a gymnasium, it's like a large auditorium. There's a large projector with a screen, and there's a kitchen in the back, so that I feel like that would be an optimal place to like show a movie, and then have the food in the back, give people for people who want that. But I also feel like you could also like between showing movies, we could host like a competition, maybe like a trivia event for everybody to take part in and win prizes in the auditorium. How do you all feel about that idea?
So are you saying like maybe we do a movie, but if people arrive like half an hour early, then they could take part in a trivia competition?
Sort of, yeah. I was just thinking like for the main auditorium, it could be like rotating events. We have like a calendar. So from this time to this time, we'll show a movie. This time to this time, we might have like a mini Jeopardy or something like similar to that.
What is it that do you guys ever do Cahoots? I think that would be cool. I think the Cahoots are pretty popular. That could be something you do. Everybody has phones these days, right? So you guys maybe can think about projecting on the screen the trivias and you can do it, that way while everyone's on their phone. You guys can also think about if there's things that you guys missed during COVID that you didn't get to do, that you guys can kind of maybe blend into the event. So thinking about what those potentially could be. How about you, Crystal? What are your thoughts?
I think it would work, but maybe we could make some sort of group competition like teams instead of individually doing like just like a small competition involving teams, since during COVID many people were separated and you couldn't really be together with friends.
Oh, that's a great point. How about you, Nia?
Yeah, I think that your like idea of Kahoot, I like that idea. But I was thinking like instead of Kahoot, we could probably use something like Book It, because Book It has like all these different game modes. It's similar to Kahoot, but then it has like all these like really fun game modes, and I think we could use that instead.
What is it called again? Sorry.
Look it.
Book it? Like a book?
No, look it.
Blue kit?
Yeah.
Like the color?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, you guys, I've never heard of that. So thank you. Blue kit. All right.
But other than the auditorium, there's also a lot of rooms that we have. Like, I believe that Rachel, was it you that mentioned like the pool table and the ping pong table?
I think that was Nitty.
Oh, sorry. So yeah, as Nidhi kind of mentioned, we have a lot of facilities and other rooms that we could use for different activities. We could just think of things to like fill those rooms with, and just have it so teens can enter and go as they please for those rooms, I think.
Yeah, we have, like you kind of briefly described, there is the ping pong area, which is pretty popular, the pool table. We also have classrooms that are available if you guys wanted to do things in the separate rooms, whether that's like maybe like arts and crafts, or maybe that's some sort of, I don't know, like painting or drawing or things of that sort. So what are those type of things that you guys can use? Because again, there's the auditorium. We even have the fitness center, ping pong, pool. You have the 2 classrooms, so you have a lot of space to work with. There's actually even the grassy area, which is right outside of the teen center, which is in between the community center and City Hall. So you guys can even do things outside. Like in the past, we've done like cornhole and like Jenga, and there's even Connect 4 and things of that sort too.
Maybe we could also do a Halloween themed event. I don't know about everyone else, but I love dressing up in a costume for Halloween. And I feel like but you also feel too old to go trick-or-treating. So having like fun parties or things to go to like wear your Halloween costume, that's always really fun.
It's a great idea. Can do a Halloween bash, the teen center or something. We can come up with a catchier name than that, but yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, I think the Halloween idea is a really great idea as well, because a lot of teens have like younger siblings. So another thing so they could even take their younger siblings to the teen center, and maybe we'll have like a mini trick-or-treating thing where they walk along a path to get candy and or something like that.
Okay, that's a good idea. What are some things that you all used to do at the high school that you maybe don't do anymore? Or some of those things, you know, if there is any that you would want to include? And if there's not, that's okay.
Yeah, I don't think they're like for the high school, at least I think we're reopening like most events, like school dances and stuff are coming back, I believe.
Okay. And then what are just some like things that to you are not fun at all, just so that we can avoid bringing those up in the future? You can think about things that you have to do at school level, or things that you've done that just were not fun in the past, or that you think that may just probably is just not going to work now that we're back. And again, go ahead, Fingy. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I think a lot of it is that most of the stuff from back then should work, because a lot of what's about the teen center that makes it fun is when people bring their friends, they get to socialize, and the activities are generally a lot more fun with friends. Like if you played Jenga solo, you probably wouldn't as enjoy it as much as with friends.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Or even Connect 4, that wouldn't be fun. Anybody else?
I don't know if well, I guess in previous events that I've been to that I think were more family aimed, they did like little arts and crafts, and well, I think those are fun. They're just not very useful.
Okay.
So like if you were to do something like that, it would have to like be making something that would serve a purpose that people would want to keep.
What if we did, have you guys done those paint night events? Have any of you done that? Like a paint night where somebody comes out and they teach you how to paint something? You guys know what I'm talking about?
I think I understand the concept. Is it kind of like a class where someone's teaching?
Yeah, so there's like an instructor and then everybody has a canvas and then they kind of guide you through painting something. I don't know, Rachel, if that's more of a groaner or teener style activity that you guys may like to do, being that it's something that you can paint, you have your own canvas, you can take it home, hang it up on the wall or whatever you want to do. I don't know if that may be something that you guys would like to do. And it could be themed towards, Halloween.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. That sounds like fun. Newer commissioners, you should also lend your opinions. Do you have any more ideas?
Yeah, I would just encourage all the newer commissioners to participate because I'm a senior in high school. I don't know what like the middle schoolers coming into high school and what type of things they like compared to what like the seniors and juniors in high school like. So.
I can't say, but most of my friends, they like manga and anime nowadays and video games.
So I think we haven't had anything really for like manga anime, but I do know that we bought like a PlayStation and a lot of games for the games for the teen center. I just remember when my memory's a bit hazy about that event now, but I do remember that we bought like a giant Connect 4, we bought a giant Jenga, and we had a lot of video games for the PlayStation, I believe it was. I forget when we bought any other consoles, but definitely on the video game side, I think we have like good coverage of that.
Yeah, I think it's the Switch, Nintendo Switch. I know that we have that. And then also too, like we can think about like things that'll get us outside of the teen center. We had some really good success in the past with scavenger hunts in the town center there, whether that's going to like different stores or things like that. There also, we could take advantage of the new skate park at the sports center. Or anything even sports related to where we can use like the sports center fields. It could be, options are relatively endless when we kind of say this, is that it's, whatever you guys think would be good to really capture multiple groups of teens to get people out is what's going to be really important.
Sorry, Anthony, I forget, but does the youth, I don't think the Youth Advisory Commission, or does it have its own budget, or is it just like using city funds?
So Renee, if you can actually help me with that question, that'd be great.
Yeah, so each commission has $1,000 in a budget to use for the work that's on your work plan. So you have that accessible. And then this commission also has done in the past fundraising with events to help fund scholarships that you guys hand out annually, and then any other activities that you might want to do. So you would use events from one year and roll those over to fund things the next year. So you do have a little bit of money. So when you guys talk about your work plan next month, when you look at the items or the tasks that you want to accomplish, you're like, yeah, we're going to do a scavenger hunt that's going to cost us about $200. And we would just list that budget. So then your city council members know that, you're going to use some of that $1,000 and then anything that you have fundraised for in the past. So maybe Anthony, for the next meeting, you could bring any balances for them that they have in their holding account, if there's anything left. probably a good item. And then when you're putting your work plan together and finalizing that for council to approve, then you'll know how much money you're working with. Does that help answer that question, Bingy?
Yeah.
Cool.
And yeah, to elaborate on that a little bit more in regards to what those events kind of looked like, there was a coding competition, a spelling bee, things of that sort that allowed for you to raise funds for that reason. And then the other thing is too, is we can ask for donations, you know, around the community, whether that's, you know, we've asked for donations from like a Jamba Juice or Safeway or Roundtable. Not last year, but in 2019, when we had our finals preparation event, we asked for Roundtable gave us a bunch of pizza, and Starbucks came and brought a bunch of hot chocolate. So you guys can really kind of expand your mind into the things that you guys would want to see for those types of things, for like the scavenger hunt, like what you guys would like to see as far as, you know, whether that's a free boba or a free Jamba Juice or free this or free that, like however you guys want to think about it. Those are the things that we want to think about as we're putting this together that are important, because we can make the ask and you know, it's generally turns to be a good thing.
Yeah, so I was kind of wondering about that, because part of the so I manage a club at school, and we're always pretty concerned about our budget. So we always have to think of like new fundraising ideas. So of course there's free food is a really good incentive to get teens to come. But I was also thinking about what if there was like a few like luxury foods, you could call them, like a lot of teens like boba these days that we could possibly sell. But like a lot of the food would still be free. It's just kind of like maybe like things like boba and ice cream that we could sell and make a bit of money for future events.
Yeah, you know, if you guys, if that's something that you wanted to do, youth going in and working with businesses, and Anthony and I are here, and city staff are here to help you. If you go in and make an arrangement, you know, often they'll sponsor your event and give you those boba, like for an example, and then, you know, sell them at a rate where you guys make some money off of the sales as the fundraiser. So have you guys seen those like In-N-Out hamburger trucks parked out everywhere? Have you seen that?
Yeah, at the high school we had like a few lunch events where some clubs would actually sell In-N-Out.
Yeah. So what happens is you work with In-N-Out Burger, for example, and let's say you pre-buy 100 hamburgers at $1 a piece, right? But then you sell them for $2, and then In-N-Out has their $100, and then you guys take the other 100. So it's a way for local businesses to support the youth and like nonprofits and, you know, grassroots effort groups like you guys are in some of the events that you do. It's a way for them to support, and it's easy for you guys as well. And then, you know, there are businesses around, they're super community minded, and they're often happy to actually give cash or write a check for to support events and initiatives that you might be putting out into the community. So I think there's a lot of avenues for you guys to raise funds in that way, if that's something that you're interested in.
Yeah.
Boba's always a good way to go, though.
Yes.
Yes, students love boba.
Yeah, and if you haven't been to the Grant Mall lately, I had a meeting today with the Lego store, and their master builder built this huge life-size boba cup. They call it Bubbles. So if you really want to get your selfie out there with a boba, that's the place to go.
All right. Any other ideas, everybody? I think this is a good good brainstorm that we're on to here.
Yeah. So I think a good idea would just be like maybe all of us could write down like one activity we would love to see for the teen center to bring to next meeting, or maybe a few ideas.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Even if it's multiple ideas that you all come up with, and I think what's important is to be very detailed in reference to your idea of how you want something to be and how you want it to go. I think that would be very important, and that definitely does help out your fellow commissioners, because again, we really just want to encourage you all, to provide the information for this so that we can really execute things that you all want to do, which is important.
And also, I just have a quick question. What are the age ranges of the people that will be attending?
So if you're referring to the teen, are you referring to the teen, like which?
Yeah, the teens.
Yeah, so the teen center is 13 to 18. So you can attend the teen center. You basically would sign up for a membership, and when you sign up for that free membership, you can attend at any time. So when it comes to events and things of that sort, you guys can get really creative at the teen center, with who you have coming. I think, being specific, it's really important for you all to be a voice, whether that's your school, your clubs, your classmates, or whomever it is, so that when we do come up on these events, that they have a real understanding of who's putting them on. Any other? Go ahead, Thingy. Sorry. No, go ahead.
Sorry, Anthony. All right. So I was just gonna say that if we could bring, if we want to get this as a Halloween thing, then it would be best if we could finalize the details next meeting.
I think that we should try and get as much done as we can today, because next meeting is not until October 14th. So,
oh wow, it's half the.
Yeah, because the 7th is the first Thursday. So that would put us in a really tough rut as to how, we want to do that. If we wanted to set the date and the time now, we can work through those ideas. We can set up special meetings if we need to between now and then, to really get, this planned out and executed. But let's definitely take the step to do that now, so that we can get as much information down, because then, I can get us a flyer put together, so that we can get that out as soon as possible. That's going to be important, because we're talking, if we said say, for example, the 29th, which is the last Friday of October, we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, about 8 weeks. So let's hash out as much as we can now, so that we can go ahead and get that process going.
And Anthony, I would commission, I would pick a couple days that work for you guys. And then what staff will need to do is go back and make sure there aren't a lot of other events that same day or that same evening. And then similarly, making sure that we're not doubling on a date that something's going on at your school, like a football game or anything like that. Because when there's too much going on, then not enough people come to each event. So we want to make sure it's impactful. So a couple preferred dates, some themes, and that way staff can get started.
So I think that Monday through Thursday generally don't work well for most people, just because they have school on that day, plus they have school the next day. So it's kind of just mainly doing homework at night, where we would probably in the afternoon and at night, which is probably the time that we would host the event. So I was thinking probably on a Friday. Friday might work best, because on weekends I know people are pretty busy on weekends as well.
So I believe the 22nd would also work. Does that work?
Oh, the Friday before?
Mm-hmm.
We have the 2 events that night, unfortunately. So we've got a Filipino Heritage Month flag raising and also a community band concert that same night. So not impossible, but it would need to be later in the evening. So for Friday nights, like what's a good time for you guys? As in teens?
Generally on Fridays, for me at least, I'm free right after school, because like homework I can just do over the weekend and have Friday free.
Do you guys prefer a like right after school, so you just go directly after school, or do people like to go home and get ready and then get their, you know, the group that they're going to go together to an event with, and then everyone goes over together?
Yeah, I
think we should give it like, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. You can talk.
Okay. Okay. I think we should give it like a few hours of a buffer. So maybe like a 2 or 3 hours, because I would always go home and, you know, refresh myself after a long day of school, and then also, you know, meet up with my friends and get ready.
Okay. And then do you guys know when your homecoming is?
Homecoming for MHS?
Yeah.
Give me a second. I'll just check the MHS calendar real quick, because I don't think they've announced homecoming yet.
Okay. I know in the past we've planned something on a Friday night and it ended up being homecoming. And so as amazing as anything we do is, we cannot compete with homecoming. So I wouldn't want to do it on the same night. So that's just a consideration, Anthony. I'm sorry, Rachel, you were up next.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. I do agree that like there should be time for people to go home and like freshen up or whatever. It just feels nice to go home and relax, especially after a long week. So I feel like the earliest we could start something is like 5, and that would be a good time.
And then if 22nd doesn't work, is the 29th just too close to Halloween? How do you guys feel about the 29th?
I don't know about the other commissioners, but my opinion is like the 29th would be a pretty good time to schedule an event, because it's not on Halloween, where a lot of people might actually go trick-or-treating, but it's pretty close, so the theme really pops.
Okay. So we're looking at a Friday, not right after school, but a couple hours later, and then either of those last 2 Fridays.
And even if that date didn't work and no date in October works, we could just do it a weekend in November and be like Halloween Revival Bash or something.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So I'm just looking at the MHS calendars, and it doesn't seem like there's anything on the 29th or on the 22nd, or really close to that time.
Okay.
So when you guys talk times, how about duration? 2 hours, 3 hours? If you guys want to show a movie, you know, a movie generally takes about 2 hours, I would say. And then give yourselves, you know, some trivia time and stuff like that. So we're thinking like a 5 to 8, a 5 to 9. What do you guys think's most realistic, and what's, you know, what would you guys generally attend?
I think that it's a given that there's going to be people who are going to like half an hour or an hour late. And so I feel like it'd be best to like have the event start at least an hour before the movie starts. And that will give people like a chance to get there, and then they can enjoy the activities while they wait for the movie to start. Or yeah, and just like give people some time, like, because people might not want to come for the entire duration of the event. So if we do like 3 or 4 hours, then it could be like, just come when you can sort of thing.
So 5 to 8, 5 to 9. Which of the two do you think is better?
I think 5 to 9 is better, because many teens tend to stay up late, and it's a Friday night. So I think they might want to enjoy it, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I think at night it also kind of sets the mood of it. So that's when teens feel like the most relaxed and generally have the most fun.
Okay. 5 to 9. So we got 5 to 9. I'll check the availability, for 10/22, 10/29, and see which fits best. And then we'll also look into see what's available for November if we want to roll that over. You guys have any movie ideas? Like, what kind of movie would you want to watch? Thinking Halloween themed.
Do you like to be scared?
I'm not sure what movies are coming up near Halloween, or what type of movies we can get. Probably the most, like, the movies that are going to come out on Halloween. We'll probably need to use like previous year Halloween movies.
I mean, is retro like movies cool? Like 70s, 70s Halloween movies. Or do you guys like something current, like this year's Candyman movie? You know what I mean? Like, just where I can ask my 15-year-old, but she won't tell me. So I'll ask you guys, what is it? When you guys have a movie night, what is it that you guys like right now?
I think about it. What are some?
I mean, there's lots of Halloween movies. Which one?
Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus.
No.
I feel like it's a bit overplayed.
Yeah. Thank you, Rachel.
Sinnet literally played it, so.
I was going to suggest Coraline, but I think that might be too overplayed as well.
Oh yeah.
I'm a sucker for like children's animation movies, so I think the Addams Family animated is fun, but I don't know.
We could try Hotel like Transylvania. I think, how many movies are there for that?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think we should definitely go for like the animated major skate cat. So I can't do horror movies. So
okay.
Yeah, same. No horror movies for me.
All right. But the animated ones you guys are into. Okay.
So just really quickly, are like the tentative dates? Would a tentative date be like October 29th, 5 to 9?
Yeah, so we have 5 to 9 for the time. Tentative dates potentially be 10/22, but like Renee said, it may be a little jam-packed with what's going on. And then also 10/29, and then if you guys even want to think about pushing into November, like Rachel had mentioned, that's an option as well. But I'll check availability straight through to see what may work best.
If anything comes up at the high school, like maybe a football game got scheduled on that day or something, I'll send it out to the commission, or I'll just not notify you, Anthony.
Sure. All right. So I'm thinking it may be worthy for us to have another, meeting to really dive in after, a week or two to get more of the really, really, really finite details, because there's a lot that you guys are going to have to put into this as far as what you would like to do specifically, because we'll have to see if we can get, those donations and things that we can work on to see what we can do is going to be important.
Yeah, so maybe like a few weeks just to let the ideas start coming up, see what we can and can't do.
But I'll get the availability information like done tomorrow. That way we can at least get the start of like marketing items going. And then we can, if we have to change the date, that's an easy fix, but getting the general focus of it would be important. So I'm actually curious to know if you guys had ideas for like a name for the event, whether that's like Teen Spooktacular, or I don't know what's cool to you guys. But it could be Youth Advisory Commission presents teen, insert word here.
Sorry, do I just call you
Renee. Just Renee. I'm just Renee.
I was gonna say director.
Oh, no, you can just call me Renee. So I was just gonna propose an opportunity where at the beginning, we talked about an open house, that maybe this is your open house and it's a, kind of a bang up event where you're introducing people back into the teen center, and you're doing it also with this Halloween event. So it's kill two birds with one stone, as they say. Just as you're thinking about names for it, it might be a good opportunity.
Yeah, I remember last year we had I think it was just called like open teen center open house grand open.
Yeah. Just a thought. And then you're planning one event in the next month or so, and then not two, which can be a lot of work. And you guys are getting ready for midterms and things like that. So we want to make sure we're being respectful of your other responsibilities.
Yeah, but I think this is going to be like if the timing is right, then it's going to be like a really good way to introduce new people to teen center, especially since the introduction to the teen center was 3 years ago now. Wow.
Yeah, so this is definitely a good time, because then, we haven't had the teen center has been closed in person for a long time. So, piggybacking on that and making this one large welcome back teen spooktacular, I don't know why it's stuck in my head, but event, I think that would be a good idea.
But I think if we schedule another meeting like later this month, it would be a pretty good idea to finalize a lot of the details.
Sure. So is there some preferences as to when you guys would want to have that, so I can check availability?
I think Thursdays work well for me.
Okay.
What about everyone else?
Yeah, Thursdays work well for me as long as it's like 6:30ish or later.
And it could even be, if you guys want, I know that most of you get out of school early on Wednesdays. It could be something that's done early. When you get out of school, that way you don't have to worry about the meeting in the evening, and you guys can do what you need to do. That's a possibility too. We can meet as early as you like.
I wonder if there's like a.
Were you saying something, Thingy? Sorry.
No, I was just thinking to myself, but I remember there was this one. Some people use Google Forms to see what times you are available. But I remember for this one activity, we used this online thing where you would put in your name and then you click on boxes where you would be available, and
it's Doodle Poll.
Yeah. Doodle Poll.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I just forgot the name of it.
Yeah, they're Doodle Polls. Is there anyone that is particularly impacted on those early release days where a 3 o'clock or a 3:30 wouldn't work?
Well, typically by the time I get to my car, it's 2:40, so I don't get home until like 3, and then I have to do like my getting home from school and relaxing, like sort of things. But
compress, yeah.
So I wouldn't want to like start it until like 4.
Okay.
PM. Anybody else?
I live pretty far away from my school, so I'd say it's about like a 40-minute drive. So yeah, definitely after 4. I agree. And also specifically on Thursdays, I have a program right after school. which ends at 5. So I can do right after 6 for Thursdays.
So Wednesdays after 4. Anybody else, any objections to Wednesday 4 o'clock meeting? Is that good with everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, so no issues with 4 o'clock Wednesday, and then Thursday at 6 o'clock. Is that correct? Everyone good with Thursdays at 6? Okay, so now that we got that hashed out, date. So did we want to meet next week, the week after? And once we can do that, I can check availability and then we can go from there.
I feel like my schedule is about the same every week. So like Thursdays at 6 and Wednesdays at 4 for pretty much every week. I shouldn't really have a problem with.
Do we want to meet on, let's see here, the 15th Wednesday, 4 o'clock? Anybody have any issues with that? Everyone good? And I can't see everybody's faces, so if you're nodding, I'm sorry.
It's fine for me. It's just Thursdays are a little bit better because there's typically more homework on Wednesdays. I don't know if that's just me, but and also I think, yeah, the sooner the better, like next week, because if we want to like ask businesses if they'd want to donate food or something, then we should get the ball rolling on that.
Definitely.
Okay. So I'll check availability for both Wednesday and Thursday. I'll check Wednesday at 4, Thursday at 6. And then I'll reach out to all of you tomorrow to confirm which one works best. And then we can plan that special meeting and we can do that. All right. Well, that was a good brainstorm session. I think what'll be important is for that you all to come, back with, let the information sit in a little bit, think about the things we talked about and bring that information to that next meeting so we can really get to the fine details. I think that's everything for that portion. That was a lot. So let's think about names too. Names of the event would be great. Yeah, Teen Spooktacular. It's my vote. But it's up to you guys. So Fengi, we can go ahead and move on to item number 10.
Okay, so item number 10 is city liaison reports. So first one's report from the city staff.
I don't really have too much to report on. I've mentioned this multiple times, is I'm just very happy to see some new faces in here, and I'm looking forward to everything that we get to do this year. But besides that, I'm really looking forward to seeing what we got going on.
So is there any other reports from city staff?
You can move on to B unless Renee, you have.
No, I was just going to echo what Anthony said about we're really excited to have you guys here. This is one of the most respected and interesting commissions that we have. And I know that you are a well-respected group, and you often blow the minds away of our council members and other commissioners and how active you are and how innovative you are. So really looking forward to this year and years in the future with you guys. And just as far as other city things going on, we do have, mark your calendars, we are doing a large event down on Main Street in Milpitas in December. So it's called Holiday Magic on Main Street, and we are doing a synthetic ice rink and activities, performances, movies. One of the nights specifically is going to be geared towards activities for teens. So we'll be coming back asking for some input from you guys on what we're going to do that night. But a lot of what you're saying tonight will be helpful in putting that together. And if any of you like to ice skate or would like to learn, you're going to have 2 full weeks in your own town to go ahead and do that. So we're really excited about it. And there'll be more information on that probably at your next regular meeting. So I think that's it for me. If Bengi, you want to hand it over to Councilmember Chua.
All right, so next one's report from council members.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you. Oh, I like Renee. I only have a couple. I think if you're free Saturday, September 18, what time, Renee, for the National Cleanup Day?
You know, anytime people want to get out there, I think a lot of people we're hearing are starting around 9 a.m. and they're getting out with their to clean up. So about 9 o'clock is probably a good time to start.
I think also if they want the kit, it's going to be like September 16 and 17. 16
Right.
is over at the Milpitas Sports Center, and the 17 is a senior center and
Yes.
community center.
Right.
And also, I would like to, there is a leadership training, leadership academy that just started. And I don't know if you heard about it already, and Renee can say, can add to it. It's 2 groups, so one for the teenagers and one for adults. Renee, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, thank you. So this year, the city is launching the Milpitas Civic Leadership Academy, and it is geared for future leaders of our city, of which you are all part of that group. It is meant for new commissioners, which we have a few with us starting tonight. And it's a 8-week course where once a week you come and hear from a different department about how cities work and how all the departments work together, how the staff work with the city council members, which is really important to getting the great work done here in Milpitas. And at the end, there's a certificate and you graduate, and it's a really cool program. So the first round starts September 22nd, and it's our fall session. And then what we're planning for is a spring session specifically geared towards youth. And so we're going to do that separate session because, like Rachel said, Wednesdays are very busy with homework. And so the needs of teens for schedules will be a little bit different than potentially 18 and over. So keep an eye out for that. If any of your parents are interested, or cousins and uncles that live in Milpitas, you can let them know that there's this really cool opportunity to learn about their city and how to be more active in it moving forward. So if you're interested, shoot Anthony or myself an email, and happy to send that information over.
Great. And I also echo Anthony and Renee, welcoming all of you. I'm really excited. Like Renee and Anthony said, this is one of my favorite commissions. So, because I learned a lot from all of you. So looking forward for many years to come. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
All right. So then we'll move on to 11 upcoming agenda items. So YAC scholarship information.
And we'll definitely have a lot more to add to that based off of today's conversation. So that's a good thing. So I don't have anything else beyond that point. Any other comments, questions from the commission?
Not particularly, although I'm glad. Although I'm glad to see new faces, I'm also kind of sad that they all graduated and left me behind.
Don't worry, Fingy. You'll see them again someday. All right. Well, if that's the case, Fingy, we can move on to item number 12.
All right. So then, if there's no other comments or anything, so I thank you. Motion to adjourn this meeting at 8:09 p.m. May I get a second?
I, Rachel Plummer, second.
All right. So all in favor say aye. So Fangy, aye. Rachel,
I,
Nia,
Aye.
Elizabeth,
Aye.
Crystal,
I
and I think Nitty left.
Mm-hmm.
Just making sure my participants list wasn't doing something weird to me. So any opposed, say nay.
All right.
Motion passes. The meeting is adjourned.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a great
Everybody.
evening.
All right, thank you. Thank you,
Bye.
Fawn. Good night, IT.
Good job,
Great
Fanny.
students, you guys rocked. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.
Have a